recording this and muting everyone.
Got it.
So unmute yourselves if you have a question to ask. And I'm going to be sharing my screen with you all. And in fact, we're going to start with a bidding problem. And I hope you can all see that screen. And the bidding has gone as follows. South opened 1 heart. You bid 1 spade as North. South rebid 2 diamonds. And the bidding problem we're going to start off with is what should North rebid with this hand? So don't answer verbally, but in a moment there's going to be a poll and you're going to choose one of the bids which bid you would make. Now take a little time to think about this. Think about your answer, because there are lots of options in the upcoming poll. So it may. And let's see if that comes up all right. Okay, so I hope you can all see the results. It's a slightly different format I'm using, but this gets recorded on the video, whereas the normal way I share it doesn't. And the majority have gone for 2 no trump, 42%. And then there's a number of votes for 3 diamonds, 3 hearts, 2 no trump, and 2 people voted for 2 hearts. Those are all the choices. So let's have a look. Let me also just come back and have a look at the hand here, and let's see what we know about the bidding here. Well, South has bid 2 suits here, 1 heart followed by 2 diamonds, and if you trust your partner's bidding, that should show a 5-card heart suit at least and a 4-card diamond suit. It shows an unbalanced hand with at least 5 hearts and at least 4 diamonds. So although you know you have a fit in diamonds, you also have a fit in hearts. So I think the best bid here is to support your partner's hearts. If you had just 6 to 9 points, you would bid 2 hearts. Or if you had here though, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 points. So with the medium hand and heart support, I think you should bid 3 hearts. So don't support your partner's diamonds. And although 2 no trump is an alternative because you have a club stopper, normally with an 8-card fit in a major, you may be better off playing in 4 hearts. So my vote would be 3 hearts as the top vote, followed by 2 no trump, which is what most of you chose on this one. So so that's my choice on this one. Bid of 3 hearts, and if you bid 3 hearts, your partner then takes you to 4 hearts, and South is ending up playing in 4 hearts. The opponents lead the king of spades, let's say, and you need to stop to make a plan on this hand. And I'm going to launch the second of polls here, and the question is, how many losers do you expect here? So in a suit contract, we look at the hand from the point of view of with the long trump suit, taking into account all the strength in dummy. And I'd like you to try and work out how many likely losers you have altogether here. I'm going to launch a poll in a moment, but have a little think. I'll give you another 10 seconds to think about this. And I'm going to launch the second poll. The poll there, and I'm going to bring up the results. And 60% of you went for 3 losers, with 36% going for 4 losers, and 1 person went for 2 losers. So let's have a look at the hand and go through it. When we come to count our losers, we're going to look at it from the point of view of the south hand, because I've got long trumps there. And I hope you can see you're probably going to lose 1 spade. In hearts, the most likely distribution is that the hearts will divide 3-2. That's more likely than a 4-1 or a 5-0 distribution. And so the most likely number of losers you've got is 1 heart. You're going to lose a heart. but you'll make all the rest. In diamonds, you're going to lose to the ace, and that should be it. So I make it 3 losers. Well done if you said it was 3 losers. I agree with that. 1 spade, 1 heart, and 1 diamond. Okay, any questions on that? Let's see how it goes. Just interrupt me if you have a question. Let's suppose your opponents leave the king of spades, and they carry on with another spade, which we ruff. Now, once we've gained the lead here, we've got to decide what to play. And let's suppose, as is the case very often, we decide to start by drawing trumps. So we cash the ace of hearts, we play the king of hearts, and if you're counting the hearts, you will now know that there's still 1 heart out, it's the queen, and this is an example of a hand where when there's 1 high trump out, it's very often a good idea not to draw it. Let the opponents win it by roughing or whatever when they gain the lead, and you won't waste 2 of your trumps to lose 1 trick. Just let them rough when they want. So what we're going to do now is abandon trumps for now, and we're going to go after our other tricks. We're going to play our diamonds here. The opponents, of course, will take their ace of diamonds at some point, and actually, let me just bring up the 4 hands at this point, go back here. If West wins the ace of diamonds and has the queen of hearts, it's actually quite a good idea for West to play the queen of hearts because it draws 2 trumps. But you're still okay. Whatever they play back here, you'll be able to ruff with your last trump, and now the rest of your hand is good. You've got no more trumps, but all the diamonds and the clubs are all good, and so you should end up making 10 tricks on this hand. Okay, any questions on that one? So that was a relatively straightforward example of not drawing the last trump when it's a high trump. If it were a low trump, you would have drawn it, but if it's a high trump, it's very often a good idea to leave it out. What happens if you make a mistake of actually drawing that last trump? Let's replay this hand. It's exactly the same as before, but we're going to cash the ace and king of hearts and just see what happens if we draw that last trump. What can happen now is that suppose the opponents play another spade, okay, and we ruff, but that's our last trump. And now we have a problem because we're going to lose to the ace of diamonds and we have no more trumps. So what will happen now is that the opponent can get in with the ace of diamonds and they can cash a spade and we can't do anything about it. And although we'll make the remaining contracts, we'll be down 1. We'll only make 9 tricks here because we weren't able to ruff another spade there. Okay, so this shows what can go wrong if you try to draw that last trump. Another way I see people go wrong on a hand like this is they play it like this. They ruff that second spade, and having a void now, they have an urge to try to ruff more spades. And it's something I regularly talk about. Ruffing in the hand with a long trump suit rarely leads to any extra tricks. And in fact, on a hand like this, it can cause you problems. So this is how some people will try and play this. They might cross to dummy so they can ruff another spade, which indeed you can do, but you're shortening your trump holding. Now what? Well, suppose we play as we did before, cashing the ace and king of hearts, and then turn our attention to diamonds. Now we're in trouble, because now when West wins the ace of diamonds, they can draw our last trump, and we have no more trumps left, so the opponents again will be able to take another spade trick. And again, we'll be held to 9 tricks if we play that way. Okay, any comments or questions on that? Let's have a look at another one. This time we open 1 spade, and my partner shows 6 to 9 points with a 1 no trump bid. This hand is too weak to bid 2 diamonds, it's only 6 points, but 1 no trump is fine. And South, you have a choice really. You might bid 3 spades, which would be invitational, but maybe because your spades are so good, you decide to bid 4 spades. and that ends the auction, and the opponent's lead a heart. And when you have a hand like this, as I say, you can think about your losers here, and sometimes it's a good idea to count your potential winners as well. Now, in the spade suit, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to make all those spades. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if the spades divide 3, 2, I can make all those spades. I've got the ace of clubs, and I've got all these diamonds. I hope, actually, to make how many diamonds? Maybe 5. Maybe I can make 5 diamonds. Now, if I could make all those tricks, 6 spades, 5 diamonds, and a club, that would be 12 tricks. But you can see you're not going to make 12 tricks here, because the opponents are going to take at least 2 hearts, aren't they? So, but nonetheless, we're hoping our diamonds will be a source of tricks, and we will make some over tricks here. So let's see what happens. Let's suppose the opponents take their first heart, play another heart, and suppose they play a third heart, which we rough. Okay, now what? Well, now we're going to try playing the trumps. And again, we're hoping for a 3-2 division in trumps. So we play one round, play a second round, but West discards. So that's bad news. That means that East has got 2 trumps left at this point, and they're the Jack and the 10. Okay, so if I suppose I draw one of those, and you know earlier we were saying if there's one high trump out, it's a good idea very often not to take it. But here we can see there's a problem if we don't draw that last trump. What will happen if we don't draw the last trump, if we just play our diamonds, is that we'll start cashing the diamonds, but at some point East will ruff. Okay, and now we have those good diamonds in dummy, but we cannot get there anymore. So what will happen if they play a club? We'll win that one. We can cash our 2 last spades, and we will lose that last trick. So we'll only make 9 tricks there. So what did we do wrong on this hand? Well, this was an exception to the rule of leaving the last trump out. And let's play the hand again as it should be played. So again, they take the first 2 hearts. We rough one. We start drawing trumps. We get the bad news that they don't divide evenly. Okay, but now it's right to get rid of that last trump, so that then the opponents cannot stop us running our diamonds. So we'll draw that last trump, deliberately let them in. Whatever they come back with, if it's a club or if it were a heart, we could rough that. But as it's a club, we take that, and now we'll be able to take all our diamonds, and they won't be able to stop us. So we'll take all our remaining diamond tricks, and we'll make our 10 tricks there. So we ended up losing just 2 hearts and 1 trump, which was the best we could do with that bad division. Anyone having any comments or questions on that? That's an exception to the rule of leaving 1 high trump out. You don't leave out the trump out here because you want to be able to run your diamonds without them being able to rough it. Any comments or questions? Do interrupt me. I'm going to turn our attention to this hand, which is one I sent out in the email about can you find a way to make 2 hearts on this hand. First of all, let's have a look at the bidding. South, I hope you will agree, should open 1 heart here. West has got a good bid, I think, of 2 diamonds. And North, although you'd like to have 4 hearts to support your partner, I think rather than just pass, I think I would bid 2 hearts here. Normally that would show 4 card support, and you've only got 3. The problem is if you pass, then you're putting great pressure on your partner as to whether to rebid again. Much better to bid 2 hearts. It limits your hand to 6 to 9 points, And let's suppose that ends the auction. And let's have a look at this. The opponent, suppose, lead the ace of diamonds. And let's have a look at this from declarer's point of view. And let's see where we're in danger of losing tricks. Let's start with club suit. We're not going to lose any clubs here because we've got singleton ace. We're in danger of losing 3 tricks in diamonds. And in fact, you'll see in a minute that that queen is about to get ruffed. So we will lose 3 tricks there. How many heart tricks do you think you're going to lose here? Anyone like to unmute themselves and tell me?
1.
1, I think. 1 is most likely, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in danger of losing 3 diamonds, 1 heart. And what about spades?
1, 2.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on how they divide.
Yeah.
We have 7 spades, and if they divide evenly, 3-3, we can actually get away with just 1 loser. We should be able to make a last trick, provided we still can get in with our last spade. Or they might divide 4-2, which is more likely. And if they do divide 4-2, we have 2 losers in our hand, except maybe we'll be able to ruff 1. So this is a slightly tricky one where what we're hoping to do is to ruff a spade if necessary. And if we can ruff a spade, we'll only lose 1 spade, 1 heart, and maybe 3 diamonds. So that's how we're hoping to make our 5 tricks. Let's see how it goes. This was the quiz as I sent it out to you, that the opponents start off with 2 diamonds, they play a 3rd diamond, which gets ruffed, and then they play a club there, which we get in with the ace. And now we've got to decide what to do. Let's suppose we do similar to what we've done before by starting with 2 rounds of trumps. And remember there was a ruff earlier, so we take that one, and there's now just 1 trump left, and it's the queen, and what we're going to do is not draw it. Okay, in other words, that 7 of hearts, we're hoping to keep that so that we can use it to ruff a spade if necessary. We're going to turn our attention to spades, taking the ace and the king, and now we're going to lead a spade, and let's just bring up the 4 hands and see what happens here. They take their jack, and can you see what West can play here, which will spoil our plans? West, remember what we're hoping to do here is ruff that last spade. But if West wins this one, they can actually draw a trump, draw trumps from both hands. And now we've got no more hearts in dummy. And whatever they play here, now they're going to win 1 more trick. And we'll make the last 2, but we'll only make 7 tricks on this hand. Okay. Could we have done any better on this, on the same hand? Let's look at it played differently. And we'll start off again with the first 4 tricks the same. They take first 3 tricks and we win the ace of clubs. And what you have to do on this hand is you have to realize that you're hoping to be able to ruff a spade at some point, but at some point you're going to lose a spade. You cannot make all these spades. And it's very often the case when you need to lose a trick that you lose it early. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to give up a spade now. Okay, they can win the 8, let's say. Now, suppose they play another spade. It doesn't really matter what they do. We can win that one. And now we're going to go back to trumps. We're going to play the ace of hearts, another heart, which we win with the king. And we're now going to leave that last trump out because we lost a spade early, we can now ruff a spade. What we're going to do is play a spade, play another spade, and we're able to ruff that one. And now we're going to make all the tricks except for the last trick, the queen of hearts, and we'll make our 8 tricks there. So the key to this hand, the key to making it, was being able to ruff a spade and the best way to play it was to lose a spade early on, and that means you can ruff a spade without West gaining the lead and drawing your last trump.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone have any comments or questions on that?
Yes. Me.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the defense, because
Yeah.
on this hand, if the defense is clever, they will pull a trump out. You know, they will.
When will they pull a trump out? Like now, but maybe after the ruff.
I think they do it initially as their first lead to shorten the trump.
Right. Well, let's suppose they get the diamond ruff. Let's suppose they draw a trump now.
Yes.
I think. Well, let's see what happens. Let's suppose they draw a trump now, the jack, and we win that with the ace. Now we want to play. What we want to do now is play a spade. We want to lose a spade early on.
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
We'll lose a spade. Let them win that.
Yes.
And what can they do now?
Now, hang on. Oh, I see. Yeah, they won it. Yeah. What can they do now?
Yeah. I mean, they can play another trump, but we still have a trump left, I think. Right. So whatever they play, if they play the well, what do you think they should play?
I think they should play the 8.
The 8, right. I mean, unfortunately, if they lead a trump, it leads to them not making any trump trick, because they're by leading a trump, it allows me to
right. I see what you mean. Yeah.
So that doesn't work out so well. And in any case, so if it were like this, I would probably just play the king now, because I know they're not going to make any more trumps now.
Right.
But even if that had been even if I weren't able to draw that trump, I can still do the roughing. I can still do the spade roughing.
Okay. So in this hand, it doesn't work out well for the defense.
Well, so if we the problem on this hand about leading trumps. So if you're on lead and you lead away from the queen here, you're very likely to be helping De Clara avoid the trump trick.
I get that.
That's a good observation. Yeah. That's a good observation. There are some holdings, like if you've got 3 small trumps, where it's probably not going to cost a trick, but leading away from the queen like this could easily help De Clara avoid the trump trick.
That's a very good point. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments? Let's have a look at this one. And actually, we're going to look at this hand again with the last poll of the afternoon. And this is, again, a tricky one to bid. North here has opened a diamond. You responded a spade. And North bid 2 clubs. And my question to you is, what are you going to rebid? So, again, let me give you a little while to think about this.
Diamond, spade, 2.
Don't answer verbally. I'm going to launch a poll now. And again, there are lots of options here, so do scroll down if they scroll off your screen. And here comes the poll. Okay, let's share the results with you. Okay, so we can see the two very popular responses: two hearts and two no trump. Those were 27% each, and then other responses were, well, pass, two diamonds, two spades, three spades, and four spades. So which do we think is right? Sorry, let me. Well, it's a difficult one because you don't really have support for your partner's suit. You're thinking perhaps of playing in no trump, and although you've got four hearts, you don't really have a stopper. It's not a stopper.
No.
So it's a difficult bid there. I don't agree with bidding two spades, for example, because that should show a minimum hand. Minimum hand by responder is 6 to 9 points, and you're too good for two spades. Three spades is a possibility, or those of you who bid two no trump, that's possible too. Although you have a four card heart suit, it's not really a stopper. But my choice on this hand is to bid two hearts, and that is the fourth suit, and that is fourth suit forcing. That is an artificial bid. It happens to be a four card heart suit here, but if you play fourth suit forcing, which I recommend, a bid of the fourth suit does not promise the fourth suit. And nonetheless, that's what I would bid here, because when you bid for the fourth suit, you want your partner to do one of two things. Either respond in no trump if they have a stopper in that suit, or maybe they'll be able to support your suit. And in fact, that's what happens on this hand. You bid two hearts, and North bids two spades. Now, the two spade bid is saying, I don't have a stopper in hearts, but I have three card spade support for you. And so you go on to four spades. Now, West here, incidentally, doubled two hearts. And if you alert the two heart, if your partner alerts two heart bid correctly as saying it's fourth suit forcing, that means it's an artificial bid, and West is showing strength in hearts. Okay, so in other words, saying if they end up in no trump, for example, they would like their partner to lead a heart. So that's what that double means here. Let's see what happens. They lead the king of hearts, and you can see that your partner definitely has no stopper in hearts. They're void in hearts, but they do have three spades for you, and so you've ended up in what looks like a pretty good contract of four spades. Okay, so let's see if we can plan this. It's actually possible to make 12 tricks on this hand, although when this hand was played recently, only one person did make 12 tricks. So let's see what our plan is going to be on this hand. Well, we've got, how many spade losers do you think?
One.
One. Hopefully we're just going to lose one spade.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got a lot of tricks in the minor suits.
Yeah.
We hope to make what, 5 clubs and at least 3 diamonds. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we can make 4 spades, in other words, only lose one trick there, that comes to 12 tricks. So we have the potential to make 12 tricks on this hand, and let's see if we can do it. Let's suppose we rough that first one. The problem on this hand is we have all those heart losers in our own hand, and you might sort of think about how we're going to get rid of those. Well, let's suppose we rough that first one, and let's suppose we start by drawing trumps, because we're planning maybe to discard on the minor suits. So we play 2 rounds, everyone follows, so there's one trump left, and it's a high trump, and we're going to leave it out. Now we're just going to go about our business of trying to take all our remaining minor suit tricks. Let's bring up the 4 hands and see what happens. Unfortunately, what will happen on this hand is, although we're able to start cashing some minor suits here, at some point we're going to lead something, and East is going to be able to rough it. So East can rough that one, and now unfortunately we have no more trumps in dummy, and the opponents will be able to take 2 heart tricks. They'll take those 2 hearts. After that we can rough, and we'll make the remaining tricks, but unfortunately we'll be held to 10 tricks on this hand, okay, because we couldn't avoid some of those heart losers. The key to this hand is realizing that we need to lose a trump at some point, and the time to lose the trump is right away. And let's see what happens if we do that. We play as before. They start off with a heart, and what we want to do here is lose our trump now. So we deliberately let them win that loser that we always had. If they carry on with another heart, we still have a trump in dummy, so we're able to rough that. Now we just need to get back to our hand, and we're going to try to draw those last trump. Okay, and with a good distribution, we can draw them all, and now we can take the rest of the tricks. We can take our clubs and diamonds and discard all our heart losers, and we can make the 12 tricks we were hoping for. So that's the way to make 12 tricks on that hand, realizing that you've got to lose a spade early on, and the best lose a spade, and the best time to lose it is early on. If the opponents get in later with it, then we won't be able to rough any hearts in dummy. There is another way that some people choose to play this one, and that's by roughing as many hearts as you can. And that is a tactic, but it won't lead to quite as many tricks. So, in other words, rough the first one, maybe come back to your hand with a club, rough a second one, come back to your hand again, and rough the third one. So that will lead to you getting rid of some of your hearts. That's not a bad tactic. But now you can try to get rid of your hearts discarding them. Because you haven't drawn trumps, there's a danger the opponents will be able to rough that. And although you'll get in and be able to draw trumps, you'll lose 1 more trick. You'll make just 11 tricks, I think, playing it that way. In other words, you're able to rough some of the hearts. So that's not a bad way of playing it, roughing the 3 hearts in dummy. But a better way is to discard them on the minor suits. That involves losing a trump early on. So anyway, that was it for today. That was quite a tricky topic. Anyone have any questions on that?
Tony, going back to bidding, you said South could go 3 spades instead of 2. Wouldn't that indicate he should be holding 6 spades?
Yeah,
then?
three spades. So my preferred bid is 2 hearts. 3 spades would show more like 10 to 12 points, an invitational hand, and it should be something like, it should normally be a 6-card suit. So the 2 heart bid is better there, better than 3 spades, and better than 2 spades.
Tony,
Yes.
would it be a good rule of thumb if you look at a hand and you see that you've got some very good suits that you can then discard some losers to actually get rid of the trumps straight away?
Yes, that's right. I mean, here you're going to take your minor suit tricks, and you can't take those unless you've drawn trumps.
Yeah.
But you need to draw trumps. The best way to draw trumps is to lose. You're also going to
lose one straight away. Yeah.
And then you can draw all the trumps, and then you can take all your losers. So that.
Thank you.
So yeah, on a hand like this, your options are drawing trumps and discarding your losers, or trying to rough as many hearts. And on this hand, it works out better to discard them on the minor suits.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments on that?
No.
Okay, so
Thank
let's let me end the sharing with you, and I'll see you all online. So, but if you need a partner, do unmute yourselves and speak up now. Jotsna, you said you needed a partner. Is there anyone else who needs a partner?
I do. Tony.
Miller.
Yeah.
And anyone else? Is there a third person? Is there anyone else who needs a partner? Could you two play together?
Yes,
Thanks, Tony.
All right. I'll see the rest of you online then.
Thank you very much,
Enjoy the
Tony.
game. See you at
Thank
2
you very
o'clock.
much.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
So,
Tony.
Amila and Jyotsna, if you play together then. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.